What's going on, everybody? So as you can see the title of the video, this is gonna be everything I learned in 5 years of investing, and I'm gonna do this real quick, real cut to the chase, real straight to the point, and I'm gonna explain to you guys everything I've learned and explain it in a very basic level. You don't have to know a bunch of technical things for you to understand this video. And that's basically the main reason why I wanted to make this video. So people like you, a regular person who is maybe about to get into investing or just got into investing or has been in investing for a little while, but they're looking at someone, with a little bit more experience that, can share their knowledge a little bit so they can skip some steps and kind of speed along the process of the investing world. Now, I was looking for like a perfect time to do this, if all the stars align and it's a sunny day and I get good news and all the things line up, but that day never comes because there's no really such thing as a perfect day. So I just thought I would make this video right now and just get it over with because I just want to get the content out and I think it'll help someone. So let's get it. Let's get straight down into the point. So, as the title reads, it's going to be 5 things I learned, but really it's 6 because I got a bonus one at the end. But 5 sounds like a more round, better, easy to work with number that's catchy. So that's why I did it. All right, so 5 plus 1. Stick around to the end for the bonus one. I'm going to tell you guys all about that. But before I get into all that, I'm going to kind of explain a quick background of my story of why I got into investing, how, this, there, and when, who, what, where, and why, so you guys understand me more. Because I personally, with this video, I want to look back on this for personal use for myself in the future to see how far I've come, because I'm still not at the top of where I really want to be or anything like that, but I'm just kind of documenting the journey. But also I want to be able to relate to anyone who's listening to me so they can kind of connect with me more, because I know there's tons of videos out there of other people also doing these type of videos, showing you guys what they learned and their story and stuff. But you might not be able to relate to Sydney. You might not be able to relate to Emily. Might not be able to relate to Daniel or relate to Steven or Samuel. So I want to show my story, and hopefully connect with you guys. So that's basically it right there. So basically, like a little background of me, I'm a Congolese Canadian guy just living a regular life in Canada, right? I still have a full-time job. I'm not like rich yet or anything. So for anybody who might be thinking that, he's just another one of these YouTubers that just trying to make money off of us selling a course, like, I'm not selling no courses or anything like that. This is just straight me sharing what I learned, and maybe we can feed off of ideas and things like that. So I'm just a guy who grew up playing sports all his life. Basically, he never really taught about money in a very deep way. I never even knew about stocks till I was 21, which is basically when I started. I mean, 22, yeah, 22-ish, 22 and a half. I never really knew about that till I started. And I never really had really the background, of the finances, and I was tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I know that's a cliche saying, but I really never even knew anything because I was living paycheck to paycheck. And when I hit rock bottom, I was working a job one summer, and it was a cash job. These guys were also immigrants, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll pay you. And I was really down bad that summer. I was like, ain't no way these guys are just gonna run off on me and not pay me. And that's, long story short, that's what they ended up doing. I worked for like 2 months. I had $0, student loan debt, and that's the only way I could make money, right? And is over the summers, and I had to pay for all my education, everything, So I was never given a crazy loan of $1 million like Trump or anything like that. Like, I'm just a regular guy that was down bad with money. So That's why I start investing. When I hit that rock bottom that summer, I searched up how to make money other ways. And that's when I found stocks. And I started in stocks first for about a year. And then after that, when COVID hit and all that, I got into crypto a little bit. And ever since then, it's been history. Now I'm more crypto than stocks. So hopefully with that, that gives you a little bit more perspective of what type of person I am, a little bit background on me. I don't share every single detail of my life, but I think that that's very important for you to learn. So let's get it down to now the 5, 6 things that I have learned over the years. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So number one is emotions are going to get the best of you in investing. All right. Whether you're a beginner or you've been in it for 10, 15 years, the common thing I've seen, even through other YouTubers, myself, and people who are dabbling in investing, is emotions are gonna affect you the most. I'm telling you. Like, it's not about, oh, you didn't know the technicals, or oh, you chose the wrong stock, or this and that. Most times, the biggest problem you're facing after a long while is just battling your emotions. Like, let's say, for example, I bought Bitcoin at 69,000, pause. No, 69,000 back in 2021 ish. And, that was the peak basically of that time. But then Bitcoin ended up dropping all the way down to, I think, 30 something thousand, because it did like a 50% drop. And your emotions was probably like, oh man, like it's over, like I gotta sell everything, like it's done. But if you were logically thinking, you would understand why it dropped. And not only that, but you should have thought long term, because that should have been your original plan, is just hold it long term, 2 3 years, just forget about it, lock it away. But a lot of people sold, and lo and behold, it rose up again, and now it passed 69,000, blew past that, and now it's like 112,000 is the new high. So you almost could have doubled your money, even if you bought at the very, very peak top. So never invest with your emotions. It just, like, for me, also, like, 2 months ago, or sorry, a month ago, when Bitcoin dropped to 74,000, I was like, let me wait till it gets lower, because I'm scared. Everyone was fearful, and I didn't really buy much. And now it's at 112, so I could have made a lot of money. So that's it for number one. I know you guys understand that. So the number two thing I learned is your learning in investing compounds into other things. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, like, you might start off and let's just say you learn the basics. Like, yeah, you should invest in some index funds or 5 stocks, and you should be good for retirement or whatever. Tesla, Apple, Google, Meta, Nvidia, or something like that. Like, if someone just says, yeah, just invest in that, like, that's great and all. But at a certain point, the more time you spend in these financial markets, you're going to start learning about other things too. Like, you're going to learn about how interest rates work. You're going to learn about how companies structure their money. You're going to learn about, okay, why do people sell at this point? Why do people buy at this point? It's not simply just, oh yeah, buy at this price and then sell at this price, or don't buy this stock, don't buy that stock. Like, at a certain point, if you want to get to a certain level, you're going to learn other different areas of the finance industry. And let me just tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go far in this financial industry, you gotta love it. I mean, if I had glasses, I would take them off right now and look you even straighter in the eye, and just tell you, you gotta love these markets if you really want to be active and more successful. Now, you can just be a guy that's like, hey man, I got extra money, I don't want to learn about all this stuff, and I just want to park my money and put it on the side. Yeah, you can just do that, but typically those type of people are more passive, and they're not active with their stuff, and you can probably make more money when you're a little bit more active. All right. I'm not saying I'm the guru multimillionaire. I don't have no Lambo to show you. I don't have no flashy watch, right? I got this nice chain, but it's probably like $50, you know? So that's just in general. You're learning compound into other things. All right. So number 3, once you learn how to chart, and what I mean by chart, I'll show you in 1 second. But what I mean by chart is once you learn how to open up a stock chart or a crypto chart or a forex chart, and you're able to do some basic technical analysis, even advanced or whatever, you can use those skills, excuse me, to chart other industries, right? Like let's say you start charting with crypto, you can chart stocks and forex the same way for the most part. All right, let me show you guys real quick what I mean. So let's say, you see Bitcoin right here. This is called an ascending channel, right? You can use this indicator and be like, okay, so I know that the price is gonna bounce up and down, up and down, up and down, and then it might fall based on this, that, or I can use the volume right here to indicate how many buyers are coming in or whatever. And you could do the same thing with other industries. Let's say you go to the stock market, right? Let's say you're charting Tesla, right? It's the same thing. These are just they're called candles, right? It's the same thing. You can chart all these other things, or forex, right? You can chart the USD dollar, USD, Canadian dollar, whatever. You get the point. All right, it's not that complicated. All right, and if you don't get that, you need help. No, I'm just joking. But you know, I'm not really joking at the same time. But it's just that simple. All right, and if you really don't get it, then you can holler at me, email me or whatever, and we can discuss it. All right, we can discuss it. All right, that's basically it for that one. We don't really need to go that too much into detail about that. So number 4. Number 4 is once you learn that if you can increase the percentage of a certain amount and you can do that consistently, then you have unlocked a pretty good consistency to where, let's say, if you have a higher amount of money, you can do the same thing. Man, you are set for life, man. I'm telling you guys. I am telling you guys. Like, let's say I had $1,000 and I turned that into 2,000. If you have 10,000, you can turn that into 20,000. If you have 50,000, you can turn that to 100,000. If you have 100, that's 200K. So if you can consistently do that with a bigger amount of money, then you're set, because you already have a mindset of, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I can't do that, I can't do that. And if you can carry that over to a higher amount, you can make so much money. That's why I always stress to new people investing, man, don't focus on, can I turn $1,000 into $1,000,000? Bro, that's crazy. Like, you shouldn't try to aim for that. It would be great. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be great. But not too many people do that. Like, maybe 1 out of 1,000,000, 1 out of 100,000. Like, that's like saying, let me turn $1,000,000 into $1,000,000,000. Like, that's still crazy, bro. But focus on how you can consistently flip on a nice percentage to where, like, let's say if I flip 1,000 into 2,000 or 1,000 into 10, a 2x or a 10x, that's great gains. Don't be expecting to make super stupid gains, because once you have enough money, let's say you finally save up your first 100K, and let's say you flip 100,000 into 200,000. That's a lot of money, bro. That's like more money than some people make in 1 or 2 years. So just imagine that. Don't try to flip a account 100 times. Like, that's insane. All right. So once you can unlock that skill, it's great. All right, peeps. So number 5 is also insane, bro. And number 5 is compound interest is insane. All right. Once you understand how compound interest works, man, it is stupid. I'm telling you guys, the the amount of gains you can make if you can just keep the same amount of money in there or whatever, and over a year over year or month over month or trade after trade, you can keep increasing that. Man, you can make a lot of dough. You can make that cash though. Man, no cap. Look at this, guys. I'm gonna show you guys in the browser just what I'm talking about. Like, once I actually didn't even really believe this when I always used to hear people say like, "Ah, compound interest, whatever, bro. Like, I'll just save money. Like, bro, leave me alone." But compound interest is insane. Okay, this is a super simple example, and it's a number that most people, most regular people can relate to. Like, let's say you put $10,000. I know $10,000 is a lot. It still is a lot to save, in this current economy, especially in Canada, whatever. No, actually, not especially in Canada. We got it easier than most of the world. But I'm just saying, in general, $10,000 is still a lot of money. So, let's say you just put $10,000 in savings, and every single year for 10 years you add $5,000 each time, right? At the end of those 10 years, you're gonna have $60,000, right? Cool. That's great. You know, great. You still saved money. But if you really know even the basics of finance, you know that every year, I mean, there's inflation on any single currency out there in the world, right? And they claim that inflation is around 2 to 3% a year, or even 7%. I don't know what the numbers are in Canada or whatever these days, but I know for the states for sure. And this is terrible because I know a little bit more about the states than Canada. But at the end of the day, you can't really blame me because the states really run the whole financial industry in the world. Kind of, they have more effect. Anyways, I'm sidetracking. I'm sorry, guys, but I really gotta explain this. But let's say even if the inflation rate every year was 4 or 5%, right? You'd still lose a lot of money on this 60,000. Like, this 60,000 over 10 years would be more like 40,000 if the interest rate was like 45,000. I mean 45% a year. So with that, I'm saying, okay, this first example, right? You have $10,000 over 10 years, right? And every year you add $5,000. 0%, that means you're just saving in a regular checking account, you'd have 60,000. Great. Let's see about 1%. What's the future value? $63,000. Just literally just off of 1%. That you can't, like, okay. Let's go 2%. This is like some things that they offer in savings accounts, right? You guys have heard of them. $67,000. That's insane. Just an extra $7,000 just for keeping that in a little, savings account or whatever. But let's go 7%, which is like on the lower end of the S&P 500. $88,000 just for you to put it in a super safe investment account called the S&P 500 on average over the years. Let's go to 10%, because it ranges between 7 to 10% for the S&P 500. So let's just assume best case scenario ish. $105,000. I hope you guys can hear that. In freaking goddamn sane. All right, so let's just go crazy. Imagine 20%, $191,000. That is insane. Literally, we're not even talking like your initial deposit is 50,000 and every year you add 15,000. Like, this is 10 and 5. Like, a lot of you guys can really do that if you really just stay down, stay humble, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses out here, and just save money. You can easily do this, guys. A lot of you young people, bro, I'm 28 years old. A lot of you young people, I know most of you guys make 50, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, $90,000, man. You can save 5,000 a year, man. All right, look, $191,000 off of just 20%. And let's go, let's say 50%. Because I'm not gonna lie, guys, that's how much I went up in 2025 for my portfolio. Just 2025. I'm not saying I'm averaging this over 10 years, but in 2024, that's the average of what I returned. 1,143,300. So let's just say if I do this every year and I only put $5,000 a year with an initial investment of $10,000, I could be a millionaire in 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I want myself to wake up to compound interest, and also you, because this is insane amount of money that you could make just by being patient and just putting a little bit of money, man. It ain't no life-changing money, bro. Compound interest is insane. So let's go on to the last bonus one that I really want, especially you young people, to listen up, man. I'm talking like an old head, like an OG. I'm Unc, all right? Yeah, 28 years old. I am Unc already. Let's go on to the last point. I'm not even gonna cut the scene. I'm gonna go straight into it. Straight on the spot. The bonus one, number 6, is most day traders lose money. 99% reported have lost money. So when you go on Instagram, when you go on TikTok, when you go on YouTube, and there's this young 21-year-old guy in an Airbnb driving a McLaren and a Rolex, and he's on a poolside with a nice baddie with a chain on, and he flexing, and he's in the club, big and bad, right? And he says, "Oh yeah, I make $3,000 a day." Most of the time, he's got to stop the cap. Most of the time, it's not real. All right, so please don't fall for people who say day trading super profitable, this and that, because most lose, and which is why I don't really day trade all the time. I might day trade once a week or once a month even. Like, I do not buy and sell in the same day. That's risky. It's fun. It's that's why I do here and there, because it is fun. You got to keep investing fun. You can't be boring. But I swing trade, and that means more than a day you hold it. But my swing trades are mostly like a week or a month long, and it's gotten me results. And any experienced investor would tell you that, and would confirm. Do not day trade. Like, please don't. I've lost $2,000 in one day before, guys. So please do not day trade. And I'm not rich. That was a devastating blow, and that was my mom's money. No cap. You can call her up right now. That was my mom's money, because I was keeping it for her. But I ended up just paying her back, because I was trying to be the next guru millionaire day trader on Instagram, or just the next day trader, and it's terrible. So please don't lose money day trading. I appreciate you if you stuck around the video for the whole video. I know this was a long one, but in videos like this, I prefer a long form video, because I want to really get out all my thoughts that I have in here, because I always got a lot of thoughts. I love day trading. I mean, no, do not day trade. I just contradicted myself. I love investing. I love this financial industry stuff. I love learning about it. I love posting these videos. This is kind of like a personal thing to me too, so I can look back on it in the future. But I also just want to help people who can relate to me, and that's all it is about. So I really hope you guys understood it. I hope this was informative and all that. And just like that, I am gone because my time is up. I'm in the studio, but it's time to go. So I hope you do good in investing, and I'm gone. Thank you. Peace.